The way you have looked at it, my answer is very simple. The National Assembly was discussing and basically raising issues which they felt many of them were using to justify or to explain why DP Gachagua is actually being impeached. But for us at the Senate, we have decided and we have said this, and it's very simple. We are looking at the facts. We are going to look at each and every accusation that has been laid. If you say that the Deputy President has participated in disinheriting children of his brother, please give me the evidence. I'm not going to be discussing hearsay. If you tell me that he's tribal, I will tell you, Sami, that yes, chances are, in fact, those facts that do exist. He was giving names of individuals who come from his community, but isn't that what the president has done in employing his permanent secretaries, who are now over 100, and yet in reality, yes, Sami?
What do you mean 100 PSs?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
In total, they're just about
Sami,
51.
The list can come here, I give it to you, brother. Don't challenge that, please.
There are 15 PSs.
Sami, there are some where you have a department which has got 2.
I'm saying...
Okay, let me simplify it for us. PSs and senior government officers in state departments and corporations. There are more than 100. And if I sit down and give you... Wait, Sami.
Would have to count.
Sami, the list is... It started 3 years ago when I was talking about it here. Yes. You can run through that list. So what Gachagua has done is not shocking. That is how we've been behaving. What Gachagua has talked about, this was a company. Shares were being distributed. He said he got, the president kept 60%, he was given his percentage, Musalia and Weta got their percentage. That's the reality. So when we in the Senate are looking at this impeachment, we don't see Gachagua as a failure. We don't see Gachagua as a tribalist. We see him as a consequence of this system which has become so dysfunctional that all we do when we seek power, Sami, is to take state resources, to take state opportunities and share them between our friends, our relatives, and our tribesmen. And that is a fact. So let us interrogate that as Kenyans. Let us know Gachagua is an accident. Out of this reality that we are facing, what is our reality? We are a country that is so dysfunctional that we have gotten rid of meritocracy. What we do, we now reward cronyism. We reward relatives. Right. We reward those people who helped us win the election because they donated the money. And it does not matter whether we are going to reward somebody who has no capacity because they come from a poor background, because they're a child of a border rider. And what we have done is basically brought that war to the public, and the public is now discussing it. And that is why when people are saying, kufa dereva kufa makanga, what Kenyans are telling us is very simple. This system you guys are running, we know it's cooked. So you're either going to get rid of each other so that we can have a new start if there's anything like that can come in. Number 2, or you are going to sit down and agree that you're going to fix the mess that you have created yourselves. And that is where I am. So going to vote in the Senate for me is a matter that I will interrogate. I will look at it. I'll even consider the historical aspect of this. Uhuru maintained William until after his first term. The second term, William went crazy. So what is repeating itself is exactly what William did to the president, who was Uhuru. So why are we behaving?
So is that the purpose of Article 150?
Absolutely.
To deal with a disagreement in the president?
Absolutely. Which was never meant, the constitution we brought in on 2010 was to cure that. The constitution...
Let me rephrase. Is the essence of Article 150 to cure disagreements between the president and the deputy?
Absolutely. It is supposed to act as a deterrence. It's supposed to make you have second thoughts. Because you won this election as a presidency. William Ruto didn't go and say, vote for me, decide whether you're going to give me Gachagua or not. They went as a team. Uhuru went with President William Ruto as a team. So where we are today, and that is why, if you remember during the elections, how many times did William Ruto say, I will never mistreat my VP. I will never treat him the way Uhuru has treated me. I will never do that. Now, the reason why people are saying we don't care about what you're saying is because everything looks Not that the president could be the one giving instructions for those things to happen, or even if it was, it doesn't bother me. The point is exactly what he said he wouldn't do is exactly what has happened.
Kazi ya kusukuma Ruto State House ni yetu watu ya mlima. Tuko na kula milioni 6 na yote tutapatia yeye. Nyinyi mkuja muongeza hiyo ingine tuude serikali. Na mimi ningetaka kumuuliza tafadhali, msiongee. Hata mkitishwa, hata akifanywa nini mnyamaze. Na ameniambia nimwambie yeye hajiuzuru, sababu ni hii. Raila anasema Jaramogi alipokosana na Kenyatta alijiuzuru. Ndio lazima angejiuzuru kwa sababu Jaramogi alikuwa amepewa kazi na Kenyatta. Ukikosana na yule amekupatia kazi, si unatoka. Ruto hajapatiwa kazi na Uhuru, sisi ndio tulimpatia. Yeye amechaguliwa na watu milioni 8 na hajakosana na hiyo watu. So yeye hakuna bahali anaenda. Wale ambao wanataka aende wavumilie kukaa na yeye.
This matter, unless the courts come and stop the whole process, Gachagua'S goose is cooked. Because on Friday, President Ruto is supposed to bring his nominee to the House, and the nominee will then be read out, the name will be read out by Speaker Wetangula, my good friend, all right? And the Constitution says under Article 149 that within 60 days, they should confirm that appointee. It looks to me like William Ruto does not want me to face Heroes Day with the Gachagua by side.
Kwa sababu ukiangalia katika hao watu wote, Mudavadi ndiye ako na experience kuliko hao watu wote. Na kwanza alishawahi kuwa deputy president. Aliwahi kuwa deputy president kwa miezi 3. Hii nafasi apewe yeye. Tunampeleka nyumbani ili wachague Mudavadi akuwe hapo. Sasa hii ndio wakati wenye Waluya sasa tuko karibu na Waluya. Yani we are so close to leadership. We are almost there. Sasa Mudavadi akiingia tu na maana hii. Mudavadi akiingia tu na maana hii. 2027 tuombe Ruto ajiuzulu tu yeye mwenyewe. Na Mluya, nakwambia Mluya ataingia kwa kiti by default. Kwa sababu kura ni ngumu. Kura ni ngumu kuingiza Mluya kwa presidency. Sasa tunataka tu president kama ako vice hapo, alafu Ruto tunampatia hard time na resign. Na Mudavadi anaingia hapo. Hiyo. Sawa.
Kenyans should understand that Senate is the trial chamber, as we are just giving away. But if at all, Senate will also agree with us and impeach the deputy president. If you look at the executive establishment as an arm of government, we have the seniorities within that arm. The executive arm, the head of the executive is the president. The deputy is the second in command. The third one is the prime minister or prime cabinet secretary, then the cabinet secretaries. So looking at this scenario, if Gachagua is impeached, and he will be impeached, I think the only person who now qualifies in that pecking order is Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. And I believe the President of the Republic of Ghana will consider nominating Musalia Mudavadi as the President of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
What we are doing is holding people to account. We are holding people accountable. Part of the reason why President William Ruto did ask both the National Assembly and Senate or Parliament to amend even our standing orders to bring cabinet secretaries to answer to questions and statements from the public through their elected representatives was to hold cabinet secretaries and everybody in cabinet accountable. You have seen an impeachment motion against a cabinet secretary, and you saw how it went. You have now seen an impeachment motion against the deputy president. You've seen how it went in the National Assembly. And you see in both instances the merits of each case and the issues that were looked into before the vote. Therefore, impeachment is a process provided for in our constitution to ensure that there is accountability in government. And that, as I've said, it is accountability from the bottom to the top or from the bottom downwards. From the president, deputy president, cabinet secretaries, all the way to officers like my DCC here.
And there's something people are being selling, that probably Rigathi was rebelling because of the BBG. No. BBG came much later after the Gen Z. A Gen Z which we, in where we sit, believe the person behind it is Rigiji himself. we believe is behind it.
You believe that Gachagua was behind the Gen Z?
We believe, in fact, I would like an investigation to find out the extent of his participation. You cannot go to Mombasa after Parliament has been breached, a breach that people did not expect, and you already know who breached it. You already know they don't have leaders, they don't have tribes, and they don't have parties, and you are already asking them to stop it.
Gachagua has been a great friend of mine, and even now is my friend. Kuhusu chole butethira kinya mtu akamwambata akwiri bwejo kwa chole. Lakini ukigwa Gachagua akiaria siasa chewe for the last 2 years he has talked of a serious issue to be considered. You know, when deputy president, you follow the steps of the president. Sometimes you read the slips, even what he is going to say, because you are the principal assistant. You don't go on your own. You don't make yourself a second president or a co-president. Why? Babu sincerely. Yana ndende na PA. Baba lea ndende andikwa bakwa. Kwa tuika na ndende kuuga tueta kuinja barabara ya Makanduni. Una ndenda buri no twitite. Tueta ndathirienda umano na baba gachoka no kuthia mucemani jungi. Bakwa barabara leo no ntwe kwenjwa ibuje babu etenjwa bwega ikenjwa na mwetika na miguru. You know, that is what you call gross misconduct. Switch area Ruto waliterera kwa na maandamano ya Gen Z. Bakenda Gachagua alitewe thaa 10:30. Babu bura ntuba bega antwala gutetere bwega ebiri mburi ngota noiti ndo mwobo. It was not good. Whoever advised him is a wrong person, and I believe Gachagua is dying out of wrong advice from various characters. Wrong advice. Kinyanjeku watiga wera mwokoro kwantu babara unandeja batu enagenia oba madire no ndetale no gatwiri o madire anto bau okay ya bera change ume ninje oude mwokoro ukara nai nawe it can't work because she's disobeying me and I'm the end of the family and she's there to assist me, so it can't work.